New day, back in here this morning. It was pretty cool this morning. I had 35 degrees again at the house. These leaves are going to be dropping like flies here. They're pretty, a lot of them have already fallen off here in the last week, but back up here to the pump house. You can see behind me the dry line that I was working on last weekend. Right here, I got it coiled up. It's just kind of laying over the other ones right here. Got about 4 side ties left to put on it right here. We're right here behind the pump house. I'm going to get that done this morning, and then I'm going to hook on the rolls and start taking them to the top. And we're going to start pulling out another 2,100 feet of the wet line. The wet line is what the sap runs through when the sap's running. In case you don't know what a wet dry line is, it's a 2-line system. The advantage is that you always have vacuum getting back to your trees. And so yeah, right now we're going to finish off the dry line. Then we're going to go up. We're going to start rolling out the wet line. And I don't imagine I'll get that up in the air today, but we're at least going to get it out on the ground. And we'll see how far we can get. Here we go. Whew, it's warm. Why is this so hot in October? This is supposed to be the cool time of the year. This is when I like to do the pipe, but I got 2 side ties done. I'm on my last one right here. I'll show you. This one's up, so I got to work off the back of the 4-wheeler right here, but here's my wet dry that are currently up. You see they're tied back to that ash, and then here's the one above my head. So we got to bring this all the way back to here, and probably do a time lapse for this, show you how I put this one up by myself. There it is. That last side tie is up. The dry line's 100% done all the way down here to the pump house. So this one, I'm 6 foot, it's well over my head. But yeah, we had to do this one off the step ladder with a come along, working off the side by side. But you can see it done. So pull the axle strap and come along off that, and then we're gonna head back up top, start rolling out another roll 1.5 inches. Back up here on top, I've got the roll hooked to the side-by-side now, as same as we did before, and we're already hooked to the 4-wheeler down there. My daughter came up, brought the 4-wheeler up to me, saved me a tremendous amount of time, so she's going to stay here, keep an eye on the roll, and I'm going to give her a call when I think we're getting close, or she's going to call me, vice versa. So let's hop on the wheeler and start pulling this wet line out down the mountain. We're gonna have to do a little bit more by hand this time because I think I can't get under the line. The one line's already side tied up, so some of these spots I'm not gonna be able to get through with a 4-wheeler, but not a big deal. Like right here. Actually, I think I can get under this. Lay down under this bad boy. There we go. Man, the brakes don't work as good on this older wheeler as they do on the new one. You got to be careful when you're pulling this out. I'm just looking to make sure that was the right thing to do. Yeah, it should be. Because you can get these lines crossed up real quick. Tight right here, get between these trees. Oh. Dude, almost rolled the 4-wheeler right there on that tree. I better put 2 hands on this handlebar. All right, we're safe now. Back to the same side. All right, back under it again. Oh yeah, side tie wire right here. You want to be careful, don't take your head off. Right there. Oh yeah, nice. This is another reason why you want to put the dry line up first, because it's higher. We're gonna have to get off down here and do a little handwork because that's where that one log is, and I know I can't get over it with this. Back right up in that trail right there. The tracks are nicer because you get a lot more stability out here, but really, I don't like running them on rocks and a dry ground. I like to keep them in the snow so they'll last a while. All right, let's go back, grab that roll quick. Hooey, brutal. It always sucks when you gotta pull this by hand. I have a short from a year ago, and I was pulling. We took an old section of pipe down that got torn down by a bunch of trees. The title of the video is I kinked the mainline pipe trying to pull it with my side-by-side. So we pull that pipe out in the field, and it's like, I measured, it's like 600 feet long, all 600. So we pulled it all the way up across that field, and there was snow on, so then I pulled it by hand back in through the woods, and I had this guy comment like, there's no way that you pulled that 600 feet by hand. Nice try, Jack. Well, I eliminated him off my channel because I don't like negativity. I went out and remeasured it again just to check myself, but it was like 620 feet that I pulled by hand on the snow. And people that have never pulled pipe, you can pull pipe. It skids a lot better on the snow than it does out here on the leaves. So I try not to pull it by hand, but sometimes you just have to. All right, we got it hooked back on a wheeler. We'll go a little bit farther, and I'll call Brenna and see how much we got. I don't want to rip it off that roll. Call Brenna quick.
Hello?
How much do I have on that roll, Bug?
Still a good amount.
I got to go probably 45 yards.
If you keep the phone on, then I could just tell you.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, go.
I love kids. I used some off this roll, so I'm just hoping that I got enough to make it to the end tree right up here.
Okay, you have like one roll left.
Oh, wow. Uh-oh, that tells me we might not make it.
I don't know. Okay, start to slow down a little bit.
All right, I'm slowing down.
You can go slow down.
Really? That's gonna suck. We're gonna be probably about 20.
Okay.
That's it?
Go a little bit. Okay, just stop now.
That's nothing left on that roll.
Okay, go a little bit more. Just a tiny. Okay, stop.
I'm done. I'm done. That's it?
Yep.
Oh, that sucks. I'm about 25 yards short of my entry down there. All right, I'll be up and grab you. Thanks.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, bye. Yep, I was afraid of that. Right down there, my entry. I'm gonna have to put a small piece on. It's more work. All right, let's head back up there. All right, so I'm back up here. I got the roll, another roll on the side-by-side on the cart behind me, and right here's where the other one ran out. Right here on the ground, and I literally only have to go like 30 yards. You can see where that one's going across. The anchor tree's like right there. Pull this out by hand, shouldn't be too bad, it's not that far. Come back up here, cut it off, and then we'll make the connection here with a coupling. 4 clamps, wire set. We'll wrap it around the tree, make that connection, and then we'll go back to the top of the hill, start pulling it tight, and then we'll start side tying the wet line. All right, made it back up here to the hill. I gotta make a connection, and then we'll put the rest of this together. I finished this connection right here. I'll show you. I didn't video it because I showed you in the last video. It gets monotonous, but done deal. Stainless steel fitting inside here, double clamped on each side. I double clamp everything. A lot of guys don't because they're expensive, but just peace of mind. I've seen them leak out here, believe it or not, with one clamp. So, yep, wire sets are on. This is finished product right here. Lashing wire back down, clamped in position. walking down below here. We're gonna make a connection around the anchor tree, get that done. Now we're gonna go back up to the other end and put a little tension on it, and I might just put a few side ties on it temporary, just get through the rest of today. But yeah, good day so far. You guys remember this spot from the last video. Now I have my wet line going, which is going to tie in below the dry line, which is right here. So we're going to put this on. We're going to anchor this to the tree right now. There we have it. Wet line is attached right here, right back to itself. Now I'm gonna head back up top. We'll put a little tension on this thing. We've got connection made here, and we're gonna start pulling this line tight with a wheeler. We're not gonna get too carried away here, because if you remember in the last video, we didn't put much on this because it's got a lot of hills and we pulled it left and right a lot. So I'm gonna put just a little bit more on this. I'm gonna wrap it around a tree, then head down through and start side tying. That's probably good enough. We always got to watch that wire, like I was saying. See how this wire's starting to do some funny stuff. So we'll make a connection around this tree, and things are going pretty good today. Like I said, I got that whole other section side tied up. We're gonna have 900 feet pretty much up off the ground for the wet line, and now I can actually start running sub mains because the bottom line's up. This is the one that all the sub mains tie into that bring the sap into the main. So we'll get this tied up. I'm not going to bore you with that quick, and then we'll start side tying again. Oh man, it's freaking hot. You don't bring enough water, you dry out in here. All right, we're up here making another side tie. Fighting a little bit today. Every day's a little different. On this here, pull it over. So nice thing about when you go to put the wet line up, you're just matching up where the dry line side tied to. So it's actually theoretically faster. When you first start putting up the dry line, you're looking for trees to side tie to. You don't have to do that with the wet line. You just tie off to the same tree that the dry line is. So. Got a piece of tube. This is some old tube I found laying in the garage, 2016. All right. I like to take a heavy galvanized nail, about like that. It's a pretty good size. And I'll pick this, because a lot of times, sometimes your trees come out like this, or they're angled, and the pipe doesn't want to stay up against it. So I'll put a nail in like right here. You see this one? Helps hold the wire up. Because right now you'll see this will just slide down a tree.
Yeah, there's no bark on that thing barely.
It doesn't matter. It's just the way the tree's laid back. It's a weird way. So basically we'll pick this up to like here, and then we'll put a nail and hold it. And then that nail will just hold that up. You don't want to get, so another thing you got to be careful when you're putting this wet line up, you don't want to get this too high, because your sub main line's got to tie into this. So you don't want it way up here, because then you would never get all your trees, you know. So, how's that? we'll go down below and get the next one. All right, we're on the last one right here for the day. So a little trick you can do here when your wire's not on top of this, hook it the other direction and down underneath here, and it'll hopefully stand the wire back to the top. See if it works. Now when I let this winch off, hopefully I can pull this pipe and it'll bring that wire up to the top. Let's see if that helps. Better, see it?
Mm-hmm.
See the difference? See how that helped pull that wire up on top?
Mm-hmm.
Whew! Long day. We've got wet and dry done over here and half of this new installation. The wet line's not done all the way to the pump house, but it's down. It's done far enough down where I can get all the trees into it. So this video we did good. We got the dry line completely finished. That's all tied up 100% into the pump house just about. I just got to drill a hole through the back wall, run it in, hook it into the releaser. We got the wet line. We got about 1,000 feet of that up, which is far enough to where I can run sub mains into it. So next video, we're going to start running some sub mains that runs out between the trees. Thanks for watching.